Aloha, folks. It's Antonio Perez with HypnosisProductReviews.com. A lot of you know that lately I've been doing some interviews with marketers, copywriters, etc. Mainly because, well, two reasons. I love marketing and I love hypnosis and change work. And the fact that a lot of healers, hypnotists, people in that kind of those kind of fields are not good at marketing. We need to learn that stuff. Today I'm interviewing the awesome, the smart, and the beautiful Lorrie Morgan Ferrero. I think I got the last name right. And with her nice flowing hair.
That was by request, by the way, by you, just so everyone knows that fan thing was all on you.
Yeah. Oh no, do it again because I didn't get quite the video, but you can do the.
Okay, here we go. Beyonce.
Yeah, because red hair it's unique. It's kind of like a unicorn.
There you go. I know you like redheads, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I hated being redhead growing up, but it's great now.
Probably because there's that reputation that redheads are real fiery and.
Yeah, gingers we don't look great when we're growing up necessarily. We're kind of gawky and.
Okay, I can see that, like the gait or whatever, the gawky. You know what? The funny thing about redheads is there was a study a couple years ago showing that that people with red hair it's a slightly different immune system. I'd have to look it up. It's something to do with I don't know if they get sick easier or if their heal times take longer. It's a weird fact I've heard about.
No, it's true. We're very sensitive to pain, like physical pain. Like we're more sensitive, which can be a good thing sometimes. But when it comes to pain, not so good.
I wonder if that's helped you with your copywriting at all.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I think sure, because I have the emotional pain is also more.
Or maybe it was just a lot of really hard work.
Okay, that too. I'll give you that.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you get into copywriting?
You know, I have a journalism degree. I've always loved to write, and I literally discovered copywriting by accident. So I'm going to try to shorten this story up a little, but I was married. I had 2 children. Then I got divorced, and then I had to work, which really sucked. And because I got to stay home with my 2 kids. And then when I got divorced, I had to get a regular job. And I was basically like, what's the fastest thing you can do as a woman? This is in the 90s. And I was a secretary, right? So I hated it. I was in the corporate America. I worked for a healthcare company. Then I worked for a marketing company. And then one day the Columbine thing happened, right, in 1999. And I was like, holy crap, I need to be home with my children. Life is too short. And the internet, of course, at that point was burgeoning. And I'm like, there's got to be a way. I know how to write. There's got to be a way that I can work from home and be with my kids. And at this time, I also had fallen in love with my soulmate, John Ferrero, Mr. Red Hot Copy. So 3 things happened in 1999. Columbine, and then I got married to John, and then my boss retired from the marketing company, and I was out of a job. So I'm like, I'm not going to get another job. So that's how I got started, and I started freelancing. And then I literally just landed a copywriting client who was a student of Dan Kennedy, and he's like, I need you to write 52 autoresponders. And I'm like, what the hell is an autoresponder?
What's that?
Yeah. And so I started looking into the genre, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And what I really liked about it, because I have a journalism background, copywriting is much more conversational. You don't have to follow the rules of English, and it's like you're talking. And also I should throw in there that I wanted to be an actress, which I'm the worst actress, but I just loved the idea of it, which is why I moved out to Los Angeles after I graduated college. But so I really enjoyed dialogue and conversation and stuff like that. And so it was like a perfect mix for me to have like the acting or the personality as well as breaking all the rules. So that's how I really got into it. It was like in probably 2000 was when I discovered it. And I had no idea there was this whole genre out there that existed. I mean, I've seen copy, but I didn't really realize people got paid so well for it. And that's how I stumbled into it. And I literally just like found out who the best of the best was, Gary Halbert, who I know you're doing a great piece on. I can't wait to hear what you do about that. And John Carlton came through, Gary Halbert, and who is still my favorite mentor of all time. And I still do, I'm the female voice for a lot of his seminars. And I'm actually going to a mastermind of his next week. And
okay.
Isn't that cool?
That's Carlton, right?
Carlton, exactly. And Dan Kennedy, too. So those were like my 3 major influences. Which is not bad, right? Not bad company.
Not at all. You know what? I was watching so I was doing a lot of research for Halbert, and I was watching one interview. I was watching the videos of his tribute, the funerals and whatnot. And the video I love that you did, you were talking about, I think you went into some copy agency, and they're like, hey, we want somebody that writes like Halbert. And you're like, who?
That's exactly right. Yeah. Good memory. Yeah, that's when I discovered him. And I went to, my business wasn't going great. It wasn't good on my marriage. My husband was not happy that I had decided unilaterally to stay home. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to get a job. Ugh. And so I interviewed at this day trading company downtown in Los Angeles, which I knew nothing about day trading. And so when I was in the room, they're like, we want somebody who can write like Gary Halbert. And I'm like, who? That's when I started reading up on him. And I'm like, oh my God. And that is literally, you nailed it. That's when I literally fell in love with copywriting, because I'm like, this guy is irreverent. He can say whatever he wants. It's a great tone. You can just be, balls to the wall or whatever. It was amazing. That's when I fell in love with it, for sure.
Yeah, he is a genius. Actually, I will show you something real quick on my wall. Let's see. One thing I'm big about, is the NLP modeling and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
So what I have on my wall, let me think, get my camera here. Actually, let's see if I can, if that'll show it. This is how I have it set up.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Okay, it's backwards. Trying to get in the mindset. I know this picture here, I think it's him in copy. This is his, that just reminds me of his whole gun to the head marketing. That I think that's
God.
I think that's Bond.
Probably.
I think that baby is Bond, and then him.
Shame.
So when I sit down and I want to get into copy, let's see if that'll sit right there. If I want to get into copy, it kind of puts me in the mindset of, if I see the one that reminds me of gun to the head marketing, I think, I better work and not get up and go check Facebook and blah, 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 blah.
Good for you. That's hard for me because I use a lot of social media, but for, more, not as deliberately as I should, but I'm on Facebook a lot, as you can tell.
Yeah. If I think my best way to solve that problem, if I had a shot collar, I gave my girlfriend the controller, but I'm pretty sure you've seen some of my posts on Facebook, how I like to roll with the punches with people. I'm pretty sure my girlfriend would be like, bzz, 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 keep on shocking me.
I bet she would. I'd like to have a shock collar for you.
Yeah, I'm smart enough not to give people shock collars. Let's see. If you don't mind me asking, what differentiates you from other copywriters?
Well, that's a really good question. I think basically that I learned from the best of the best, and I can write like testosteronal, hypey, not even just hypey, but I can write that really strong in your face. The male. Yep. Exactly. But I've learned from my followers and my community that I have a lot of women and a lot of like the woo-woo people. I have a very woo-woo side, and they don't like that. And so so what separates me is that I can talk to them in that sort of like testosteronal voice, but I soften the edges, if you know what I mean. So it relates to women more. I have more story than necessarily, more bonding, more rapport than some of the testosteronal stuff, if you will. But I know how to. I have the foundation. Sorry. No, that's okay. I have that foundation. Yeah. So you can't you can't be too soft when you're talking to women or woo-woo people.
So you have more bonding, more rapport than just straight out like the Hollywood explosions right from the get-go.
That's it. Yeah, we have a little more story. We have a little more build, little like rom-com stuff.
Exactly. Now, you know, I've heard a lot of copywriters, they talk about having to find your own voice, like your specific voice. How or when was it? What was it like for you when you had that aha moment and you're like, okay, I've got my voice. You've carved your own voice out.
Well, you know, I'll throw this back to my good friend Allie Brown. We used to hang out at events and stuff together, and she sort of urged me to move into the copywriting early on. And she was, you know, the e-zine queen way back then. Are you familiar with Allie?
No, but did you do a product with her?
Yeah, we've done a lot of stuff together.
She does sound familiar, yeah.
Yeah, well, so at any rate, well, she's not the e-zine queen anymore now. She's much bigger. But at that point, it was all about, you've got to be personal. You've got to share your stories and things with people because that makes them relate to you, which, duh, of course, that makes so much sense. And so I started doing a weekly e-zine, the newsletter, right? And now I don't do it as much because I do blogs and social media and stuff. Things have changed a lot since I started, but I realized that I needed to kind of have a more upbeat version of me, because I'm not always like upbeat, and I'm kind of an introvert, but people perceive me as an extrovert because when I'm out at events and stuff, I'll talk to anybody. I have no fear of going up to like the biggest person in the room and just like introducing myself. But it's so at any rate, to bring it back to the voice, I just realized that to really relate to people, I had to just be like a bigger, more exciting version of me all the time. And it's sort of, that again, goes back to my acting a little bit, just to delve into that. And that's it. It kind of happened, and I just realized that I have to put that voice on. And I will say this too, this is like for your listeners, when I do write my e-zine or I write articles, I think of what people call an avatar, but I call it a target, which is your target market. Yeah, the target. So you have like a single person that you're talking to, and so it sounds more conversational. It feels more like I'm actually talking to you. And to a one-on-one person. And that's what good copywriting is. It's like nobody else is in the room. It's not like you all, it's like you. I just want to talk to you. And
that so one person.
Exactly. So that's how it kind of evolved. And I do have to get myself in a good mood, because if you write copy when you're not in an elevated mood, it kind of sucks. It really does.
You know, the idea, I think I just thought of it, the idea of talking to the one person, I guess maybe my analogy might be a little off, but you know, how do I put it this way? I'm probably going to piss off some of my audience, but you know, the how do you call them? Like the slimy pickup artists.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them, like how they treat women, it's almost like they're addressing everybody as the same. They're trying to it's like they're talking through everybody. They're trying to talk to the entire group.
Is that right in their copy? You see that more?
Or no, I think even the pickup artists in themselves, when they're going out to talk to women, they just see everybody as the same person.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, you're going to piss some people off, but that's okay.
I'm not.
They deserve it.
Yeah, some pickup artists, I've had people that are like, oh, you should interview, I'm not going to name names, but you should interview that person, the pickup artist. I'm like, nah, I don't want to associate hypnosis with that because.
Yeah, good. I got to tell you, I met, this is kind of an offshoot, but I met a couple of I know a lot of the pickup artists personally, but in, Neil Strauss, I know Neil. He's amazing. But I met
awesome author.
Oh, so good. And his Rolling Stone articles are amazing too. He's so good. But I met Tyler Durden. I hate calling him that. And Papa, whatever I know their real names. Yeah. But I met them at a John Carlton event. and Tyler, Owen, tried to put the moves on me, and it was really made me angry, but it was also psychologically working, even though I knew what was happening. Like, he separated me out from everybody else, and he put his body in between me and everyone else. And I don't know. And he was so gross. I don't care who sees this. He's gross. But it was like, I was so angry that kind of stuff was working. And on women, I mean, nothing happened, obviously, but on poor defenseless women, it's just
let your husband know, like, nothing happened, by the way.
Please, gross. But at any rate, it's, how do we get off on that? You brought it up.
Well, okay, one last line on that. I think there's a certain demographic of women I think it works on, to where it's, we'll do that on another podcast later.
Deal.
Okay. Let's say if something happened tomorrow and you lost all of your skills and you had to start tomorrow, what would you do? Let's see. If you had to start, let's say if you had half the time, how would you get back to where you are now? Anything you would cut out, add, or do differently?
Well, back when I started, social media didn't exist. So I would continue to do social media because I really believe that's sort of the way the internet is evolving. But I would also, and I'm doing this, I would learn Google AdWords better. So you have cold traffic. So you're getting new people, because information marketing is a little incestuous group of people. We kind of share the same groups, and there are lots of people who need that information who aren't in our little group. So I would do a lot more cold traffic and testing and tracking. More tracking than testing, because, well, both of those. Testing, tracking, and ads. That's what
sounds good. Yeah, I have no experience with ads. I've just done a little bit of copy. I've got the copy I started doing copy for some hypnotists who were doing like small webinars, and then I took Andre Chaperone's Tiny Little Business.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, I love his style of marketing. I would like to get him an interview, but he is not really do interviews.
It's hard to reach, I'm sure.
Now, when you're preparing to write copy, what are some specific mindsets and or beliefs that you have before you're even doing the copy?
Well, first I panic. I'm like, I can't do this. And then I start reading other people's copy from that industry and start doing research. And when I take my mind off of me and start looking at what's out there, then that certainly helps, just doing a lot of research and being very prepared. And I get a lot of that too from my journalism background, just digging in and being ready for that. And then I also read copy that's really good, like John Carlton's, and because when I like his style, and I certainly don't write like John. I don't think anybody can, but it puts me in this cadence, if you will, that I can kind of mimic in a weird way. And this is what I used to do. I don't do now, but maybe I should, is copy. I would write things out by hand or by computer. Do you do that too? I know you were doing that with the Gary Halbert letters, right?
I got a big stack of stuff. I'm just finishing some Ben Savinga, going through. I think I'm writing one about olives or hams. His letters are long.
Yeah, no doubt.
My hand's looking, after a while, it starts looking crippled.
Yeah. That's really a great tip for people who want to get better at copy. There's something that it kind of flicks on your copywriting mind in a weird way, and you see the skeleton of what's underneath in a weird way.
An experiment I'm doing, I don't know if, let me see if I have this right here. Look, let me see. The experiment that I've been doing, because I was doing a lot of research in the neuroscience of it, and what's his name? Ryan Levesque?
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah. Yes, I do.
The thing that's cool about him is he's real big into big into neuroscience. I think he used to teach neuroscience. So
cool.
I heard him talking about the whole aspect of the different writing copy by hand, that it obviously has there's something going on in your brain. So I was looking into some of the research. Let me see if I can find this. This is a big jumble of stuff. I might be able to show you. What I've been doing lately, there's this science out there called TDCS, transcranial direct stimulation. It basically uses a very slight current with electrodes on your head.
Wow.
I think it's like 8 volts at like 2 milliamps, so it's really, really slight. But they're doing a lot of research showing it's good for depression, anxiety, cutting learning time in half. So I've been using that while I'm doing copywriting, trying to see if that'll help any bit.
That's cool.
I'm a big nerd. Just in case you haven't been able to tell, I'm a huge nerd. So I love, if I can find a way to speed it up, all the better.
Absolutely. Well, I think you're speeding it up the typical way, by learning a lot. You're really like immersing yourself in marketing. So
that's the best way to do it.
I agree. Totally.
Now, let's see. Okay, going through these questions. Have everything. Oh, okay. I was going to ask, how much time do you have left?
15 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Now, what are some specific exercises you've used and or created that people can use to improve their copywriting?
Well, we just mentioned, of course, copying things by hand, right?
Yep.
Or you can even, I've got to tell you, even if you do it on a computer, you're still going to get some benefit just because you're going to see the patterns emerge. So I still think that's either way is a good way. I think you're probably right that handwriting has some other benefits that come through as well. So it's probably best to get the most bang for your buck to do a little handwriting. Really, really focus on your target or your avatar. Do target market research, because you're talking to specific people. And when this is something I'm learning through Google or through AdWords, actually from another mentor I'm working with, Armand Morin. I don't know if you know Armand, but he's amazing. And it's sort of like imagine how people are typing in questions they want to learn about on Google. So it's not just a keyword, it's a keyword phrase like, how do I lose belly fat? How, those kinds of things, and be a little more in the skin of your target, your avatar. I think that's a good thing. Oh dear, something just happened.
I can,
oh, that's my next event.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Like, different event.
Oops. So those are things. Storytelling, is something I'm a big fan of. I have the 30-day storytelling playground on Facebook, and it's a free thing where every day I post a different photo, and you're supposed to write like a little, almost like a caption, just like it's supposed to stimulate your writing creative juices and stuff like that.
Let me add something real quick.
Yeah,
you guys, that is a fun project. I think I did most of the stories. There's 30 of them. I think I did like 15 or 20 of them.
You were good.
When you do it again, let me know. And folks, look above or below this video if you're on the podcast on my website, and I have a link to the
awesome.
to the group on there. It's a great exercise.
It's super fun. I mean, storytelling, I think it hits, like you were asking what separates me out from other copywriters, and it's not necessarily storytelling, but women in general, and I discussed this with Dan Kennedy, but women really like storytelling in general because it involves them in the copy, but so do guys. So if you get good at storytelling, it's going to improve your copy for sure.
Yeah, it's that emotional aspect. I think why women might like it is that emotional aspect.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. It's that rapport building. It's like, oh, I can relate to that. So yeah, I think that's true. But with everybody, it just is, it's more interesting because as humans, we automatically kind of insert ourselves into the story. and see like, oh, I'm like that, or I'm not like that, or whatever it is. So I think storytelling is like a really great skill to infuse into your copy.
You know, so basically, guys, I've learned the secret. I know the secret to women. Learn storytelling.
Right, exactly, and don't try the pickup artist things.
Yeah. Don't try that. You know what's sad is a lot of some of the pickup artist stuff is storytelling. So
that's
it all goes full circle.
Yeah, right. It's human nature, right? It's marketing. You're marketing yourself. You're telling your stories.
You know, it was interesting. I read about one of your exercises a while ago about, I think the exercise is you take like some kind of ordinary object like a coffee can and you talk about the features of it, the color, etc.
Yeah.
And then describe that. If you don't mind, I would like to be able to maybe get that exercise later, put on this blog post. It's an excellent exercise to beef up your storytelling. I actually used it to help sell more helicopters on this island. And it was awesome just talking about part of it. The middle part of, have you been to Kauai before?
No, that's my dream. Yeah. I've been to Maui and Ojai and, Oahu, sorry, and Hawaii, but never Kauai.
Yeah, okay, when you come here, if I'm still doing the same work, we'll go on a helicopter. Oh. Middle part of the island, there's it's a huge 5,000-foot wall of water, so I started describing it as like seeing the drops of rain dancing on the front of the helicopter, and people just, their face would melt.
I love it.
I owe that to you.
Wow. I remember when I wrote the sort of that article, and it's just sort of a way of being. I was literally taking my dog for a walk, a hike, and noticing like the flowers and describing them and the colors and the smell and like trying to employ all senses as possible, which I'm sure is a lot of NLP too. Is that right?
Yeah, I think NLP is basically I think a lot of people in hypnosis and NLP, they overanalyze. Like, oh, they're doing NLP. I'm like, not necessarily. Maybe they're good at storytelling. All
right, okay. But yeah, I'll absolutely I'll dig that up and I'll send it off to you. So that definitely will help people with their engagement of their audience.
Oh, big time. Let's see. So we've covered your red hair. We've covered how you came about. We haven't covered about your about the superpowers you're going to be getting from your incident later or yesterday.
Yeah, don't look. I have a lot of makeup on. Yes, I got a spider bite, and it's annoying as heck. It's gross. It's huge. Don't look at HD.
Don't worry, I can take that out later.
It's okay. Don't worry.
I was gonna say, yeah, the spiders here are big cane spiders, and then our centipedes are like if you take like your middle or first finger, they're about as wide as that.
Oh my gosh! Ugh.
I'm saying these are huge. Let's see. Oh yeah, how? If you don't mind me asking, how did you model internalize other copywriter styles?
Well, here's the thing. I can't really say that this is something that will translate to your listeners, but I have a strange sort of gift to, when I start reading somebody else's copy, I can kind of like a chameleon, I can kind of emulate it. So like a lot of my clients are stunned that I can copy their voice after like reading stuff they've done or talking to them on the phone. So I can't really say that, it's something that's teachable. It's just it's kind of a weird quirk that I have. It's when I listen, and that's another reason I wanted to be an actress. But again, like I said, suck. I'm a terrible actress, but I'm really good at capturing people's voices. So I would guess to translate it, one of the things that I do when I write copy is I'll record the person, or of course read what they've written, to try to get to know how they speak, and then absorb it like that. But I don't know that there's a trick to it.
I like how you said that you're a terrible actress. Is it like you're a terrible actress, but you're good at setting the scene with a storyboard?
Yes, that's right. Exactly. Yeah. I'm too emotional, and I don't, as an actor, you're supposed to hold it in and kind of have it brewing underneath. But I was just like, blah, this is how I'm feeling. And so it's not good.
I wonder, have you ever done improv?
Yeah, I have. I'm terrified of improv, but yeah, I have. It's good.
I'm thinking about getting into it just for one, to help me with storytelling.
Great idea.
And to help me with sales. I
think that's a great idea. I've thought about it too, but I'm like I said, I'm terrified of it because you're so out there. My son, both of my sons actually did some acting, but my youngest son used to be in something called Scene Monkeys, which is like a huge, these people, they're really, really good. And he's really, really good. And so I think just watching him, I'm like, no, I'll be an audience member. Thank you.
You're making mom look bad. Sit down.
Exactly. Exactly.
I want to bring up something about how you said that you have that skill about being a chameleon, being able to jump in and kind of model the copy, how you think it's not teachable. If you would be up for another podcast on the line, my friends, Jess Marion and Sean Carson, two awesome NLP instructors, they came out with 2 books about deep trance identification.
Ooh.
Deep trance identification is basically modeling somebody. You know how method actors they use a lot of trance. They kind of go into the role.
Right.
If you'd be up for it, I think my 2 friends, they are really good at being able to pick somebody's, talk to somebody, get their model, and be able to teach it to other people if you'd be up for an interview.
Oh, yeah, no pressure. Asking me live. No, it sounds interesting. It sounds fascinating. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, what I'll do, there'll be something down the line. I'm actually using that. I've been using that with trying to model the Helbert stuff, is I do a lot of handwriting stuff, studying stuff. I'll even imagine, like this chair I'm sitting in, I'll stand by the refrigerator. I'll close my eyes, I'll meditate, seeing him there, seeing him like kind of getting into the mode, and then I'll jump in the chair trying to, almost like a method actor would get into it.
That's awesome. Did you know that John Carlton would literally, like, he'd get a job and he would stalk the computer like an animal and get like really mad because he says he's mad because he took the job. He's mad that he has to write copy instead of, drinking a beer or relaxing or whatever. And so he's just like, he's this rabid animal, and that's how he approaches it. So similar to what you're doing. That's what John does.
God, yeah. Geniuses think alike.
Hey.
He's probably pretty humble like me too.
He's actually a little more humble than you.
Okay. That is good. I can imagine. I can totally imagine that.
He's a great guy.
Let's see. I think we have everything covered, and I know that you've got your busy engagement. It looks like you're going to some kind of ballroom. Yeah, folks. When we started this podcast, I had my normal shirt on. She has her bling, so I was like, I need to dress up a little bit.
You told me you wanted the Beyonce hair, so I just had to do the whole thing.
It is good Beyonce hair.
Not with the headphones, but whatever.
Well, to do the outro, if you want, you can take the headphones out and you can blow the hair around.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Wait.
That's perfect. So, Laura, you can still hear me, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I want to say thank you. It's been a great interview, and then no pressure about doing that later.
I like it though. I think it sounds fascinating, and I'm super interested in that kind of work.
It reminds me. I was talking to. I just saw you in a picture with the copywriter, David Deutsch.
Yes.
I was talking to him about it. He was super interested. He grabbed a copy of the book, so I'm going to try trading notes with him. Because he seems like a very well-rounded person. He seems like he seems very well-rounded, like he likes science and everything.
He does. He's a rabid researcher. He's really great at that. And he knows a lot. He's super smart. He's a little intimidating.
Yeah. So David, by the way, we're all I think the word is fawning over your brilliance.
Yes, he knows.
I figure if I suck up, it'd be a good way to get some podcasts.
There you go. Just don't eat with him unless you're gluten-free, and he's got all kinds of rules about food.
oh, is he a gluten-free person?
Well, for his immune system, he's got a lot of rules. A lot of rules.
Okay. So I'm guessing that he might have. Actually, no, I don't want to. I'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to talk. I don't want to bug him about his dietary habits.
No, it's working well for him, so it's good.
That's as long as it's keeping him healthy.
You got it. That's right.
My main rule about eating, no meat, no eat. I gotta have. I'm sorry, I don't think I can ever. Couldn't be vegetarian. I need my meat.
I understand. I like it too. My husband makes the best steaks I've ever had. Oh my gosh. That would be hard to give up cows. I'm sorry. They're so cute, but they're delicious.
I've seen the pictures of him cooking on, I guess, you guys' grill. I look at the pictures. I'm like, oh my God, I should totally befriend you guys. You guys are making me hungry.
He cooks. I don't do anything. I clean. I don't cook anything. He's so good, so I don't need to. So it's good. That's
awesome. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to jump on this podcast with me.
It's fun.
And so far, I don't think I haven't been too over the top, right?
You've been awesome. You had great questions too. It's all good.
Yeah, I come from the I guess like the neuroscience interest aspect.
Yeah.
And so everybody listening, I forgot to mention the website. Oh. Is it redhotcopy.com?
redhotcopy.com, or there's also my burgeoning new website, gingerquinn.com, which is my alter ego in the relationship industry that I'm building up, which is super fun because I've literally been with not married to my husband the whole time, but I've been with him for over 20 years, and people still think we're newlyweds. So I'm like, well, why don't we start dispensing some advice? So
might as well make some money.
There you go. And make people happy.
If you look up or below, you'll see a bunch of information. Yep, just like that. You'll see some information, blog posts, and all that good stuff. And I know you have another engagement you have to get to. Yes,
I have 1 minute left. So thank you so much for the interview. It was really fun. Like I said, I enjoyed it thoroughly. And you rapid fire asked amazing questions.
Well, it's probably the ADD I have and all the energy I have.
Or 2 cups of cappuccino, or 2 cans.
I think that's probably what it is.
Maybe.
You have a nice day, and I will get this interview to you soon. Everybody, awesome. Have a wonderful day or night. Aloha.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.